Hey.
There you are. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
All right. So I'm here with Sarah Boyd, our CEO at Meta Studios, and we've got our team fairy, Carrie Ann. Say hi, Carrie Ann.
Hi.
Carrie Ann's ready to bring sparkle, sunshine, goodness, and unicorn happiness and rainbow sprinkles to everybody.
Donate.
Okay. And I'm going to be jumping forward like this and remembering things like, hey, why don't I stop sharing the screen and things like that. So we are here to talk about our crazy time on Kickstarter right now. We're doing the thing. We have our books readily available. So we'll show you a little bit about these books tonight. We'll talk about what we're doing with the story. I'll tell you all kinds of things that we are going on. First of all, I hope everybody's doing okay in the crazy madness of COVID. So, Carrie Ann, how are you doing in your castle?
Oh, just fine, thank you. I have a fairy quest to keep me company. No, actually, I'm doing okay. I think this is it's a crazy time, but it's a good time to be creative. So, yeah.
That's right. It's a good time to be creative. Sarah, what's going on?
Man, we're rocking and rolling with this Kickstarter. It just launched last week, and we are over halfway there.
All right.
We hit a big benchmark this week, so it's really fabulous.
That's right. We hit a benchmark, so we are kind of moving forward, and we are doing really well. Sarah and I are drinking non-alcoholic drinks.
This is unsponsored.
Yeah. Turn the logos away. We're drinking non-alcoholic seltzers.
I have water.
There you go, and water.
Let's get crazy. I do have this down here.
All right, excellent.
I'm ready.
Team Fairy's about to get, again.
Listen, that was because we had so many amazing people donate. So the last time we went live, I said that every time somebody donated to the campaign, I would take a drink of my wine. And we had a lot of people that
Yeah, Carrie Ann got pretty toasty last time. You should have said that every time someone donates to Fairy Quest, a goblin dies, or something like that. But
no, but I love the little goblins too. So we'd have to say, like, every time somebody donates, they get, I don't know, a fairy blessing. They get some good luck.
Fairy blessing. Okay, good. That's a good idea. So tonight we're going to kind of go through our books, tell you a little bit about what we're doing, answer any questions that anybody has, and also we're going to be giving maybe some stuff away. It really depends on what happens. You never know, right? So, Sarah, what do we want to do first?
I want to say hello to Mark Fort Anthony and Victoria who are joining us here on the live chat. Jeff Fagan. Hello, Jeff Fagan.
What's up, Jeff?
Nice to see you guys. I don't know. I think it would be cool if we could just... Firstly, I'm going to take off my sandals because we're comfy. I think it would be cool if we could talk about Fairy Quest and the story and maybe how it started as your brainchild. What is it? How did it get its roots?
So originally, Fairy Quest began life in a world called Fablewood, and it actually began life.
This is our YouTube studio.
That's our studio.
Please try not to tear it down.
This would be great if we blow it up. So it began life as this book, and the idea is that Fablewood is a world where all of the stories that have ever been told live together inside this giant forest. And so in the center, you have all the children's stories because it's the biggest, most influential kind of realm. And then because there are more children's stories than anything. And then you move into different genre areas. So you've got like science fiction and fantasy and romance. And the original story was a detective from the world of detective fiction who moves to where all the nursery rhymes live because he realizes that every nursery rhyme is a crime scene. So he goes there and he finds out that, the crooked man is the mayor of the town, for example. And so basically it was a world where all of the stories lived. And then every story that had never been told was the undiscovered forest. And then Humberto Ramos and I were working on Spider-Man. We did Spectacular Spider-Man together, and Humberto was really into fairy tales as well. And so he and I decided that we would do a story called Fairy Quest that he and I had created, and we would set it in the world of Fablewood. And the premise is that Red Riding Hood and the Wolf are supposed to be antagonists, but in fact they've become best friends. And so they're violating the rules of this story. And instead of having their minds wiped and being made to tell their story the way they're supposed to, they decide to escape to freedom so they can be friends forever. And Humberto and I first came up with this concept in 2009. We went to one publisher. They didn't pay us. We went to a second publisher. They misbehaved. And so we decided that round about the beginning of Kickstarter that we would be the first mainstream creators to come out and actually be on Kickstarter as mainstream creators. So it was ourselves and Jimmy Palmiotti were basically the people that went from Marvel and DC, and we went to Kickstarter and we did this book, and we were very successful with it. So we raised money for book 2, and Kickstarter has been our publisher for this book, but we've actually been away for a number of years. So it's been about 6 years since we did it, and now Fairy Quest is back on Kickstarter.
Yeah, that's great.
How did I do?
Great. Book
Good.
3, and there are 4 books in total.
Yep, there are 4 books. And so basically the story is that Red Riding Hood and the Wolf have become friends. They decide to escape along the Yellow Brick Road so that they can be friends forever. And they are chased by a guy called Mr. Grimm and the dastardly Think Police. So it's very much like George Orwell's 1984, like the Thought Police. And as they try to escape, they run into a guy called the Map Maker who shows them how to escape to freedom in a place called the Real World. It's our team. It's our team cat.
Oh, Claudia! Hi, Kitty.
Yeah. So Claudius always comes in to visit with Sarah when she visits. He's the team cat. This was all basically his idea. And then so now he's disrupted the set. Now he's on. Yeah. So where we get to right now is that we're at the beginning of book 3, where they're just about to go into Wonderland, and when they get into Wonderland, they realize that everything is changing because Wonderland is not telling its story properly. It may be just too dissolved, and there are too many different types of Wonderland story, and so society is decaying right in front of their eyes. And when they come out the other side of Wonderland, they are met with an incredible sight, which is their very first genre border, and they realize they're about to cross into the world of supernatural and horror. So they actually go to the world of horror stories, and it's completely different from anything they would have expected. But when they get there, they realize that the horror stories are just doing their job. They're just people. So it's a really cool, like, self-awareness thing. And we brought on Mike Bowden to do some of the interiors. So Mike's style is really cool because as they get into Wonderland, they physically begin to change. And now Red Riding Hood and the Wolf are becoming real. And the closer they get to the real world, they're becoming a real little girl and a real wolf. So
Mike released some of that art this week. I'm not sure if you guys caught it on social, but he posted his new transformed Red and Wolf, and it looks really fantastic.
That's right. That's right. So we got a lot going on. We've got a cat that's petitioning to be.
He wants to be part of the show.
He wants to be part of the show. Yeah. He just.
It's the Claudia show.
It's the Claudia show. Yeah. So we have any questions yet from anybody, by the way?
Okay. So we want to just tackle the first question up because it's a hot item on the Kickstarter and in the world of Fairy Quest, and that's about the deluxe version.
Yes.
What's going on with number 2? How are we going to help the fans out? So maybe let's first just start out with an acknowledgement that we know that deluxe edition number 2 was screwed up.
Yep.
Not everybody got what they wanted.
Yep.
So tell them what we're going to do about that.
Right. So what we did was we had Boom Studios, who were my publisher, doing the fulfillment, and unfortunately, by Boom's own admission, they really dropped the ball on some of the delivery of part 2. And one of the things that seems to be the most obvious is that people who pledged for the deluxe edition, they were sent like pieces of the deluxe edition, from what I can tell. We've actually had one of the backers who's been very kind and has been working with me to help me understand like what happened. So my understanding is that some people were actually sent the exterior, which would be the wrapping for the deluxe edition, but that it wasn't assembled, which it should have been, and the interior certificates were not put into the front of the book, which they should have been. So what we are going to try and do is make that good. Anyone that did not receive their deluxe edition properly, we are going to try and either assemble one for you or send you the pieces to finish it out. So for example, we might send you a certificate. We might have to just send you a deluxe edition. That was where, unfortunately, Boom completely seemed to have dropped the ball. And, you know, while I certainly can apologize for our inability to sort of deliver it, that's something that, you know, I've held them accountable for, and they issued an apology. Now, from their perspective, they said that they offered a refund to anybody that did not get it, but I think that it's up to us to actually take care of it. So we're going to kind of take the expense of it, and we're going to make sure that anyone that did not get their deluxe edition is going to get it. We'll reprint the certificates for the interior because we're just about to work on deluxe book number 3. So we're never going to release number 3 unless we're ready to make good on number 2. But we want people to have complete sets if they got the deluxe edition. So that's how we're working it forward.
Yeah, it's important to note that we're also still in conversations with Boom. It's an ongoing concern.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to make that right for sure.
Yeah, we want to make it right. And one of the things that we're trying to find out from Boom right now. Claudius is disgruntled. So one of the things that we're doing with Boom right now is we're trying to work out what they have in stock. It may well be that they have some of issue 2 deluxe in stock. We're asking them if they've got certificates. And I think another thing that we can probably do, which we're obviously willing to do, is anything that we send out to you. I think that people are very behind on the deluxe edition too, which we understand, you know. So we want to make that good by adding something else extra into anyone that we send to. So if you're a backer of the deluxe 2 and you did not get your stuff and we have to make good, then we'll add some goodies in there as well, some extra stuff for you, you know, by way of a sort of an apology of how long it took to get that one right.
Yeah. And like on behalf of Meta Studios, I think it's important for us as a company to say, we're putting it out there that we're handling all of this from pledge to package to your doorstep. So we're not outsourcing anything. It's our whole team internally managing this Kickstarter.
That's right. And because Carrie Ann is Team Fairy, all we basically do at this point is we kind of put all the stuff in one room and Carrie Ann goes like that and it all gets there.
It's just like spinning straw into gold overnight. It's very easy.
Yeah, it's not like we have to sit there and, you know, make sure that
USPS is not an issue.
Yeah, we don't
have on board.
We don't have to stuff envelopes. We don't have to. No, listen.
Airmail.
Say what?
Airmail.
Airmail. That's right. Yeah, she got airmail. That's right. She got jokes. She got everything. The point is that after that happened, after having had fulfillment done by somebody else, I vowed that that will never happen with me again. Like Meta Studios, my company, is the only people that are going to touch our stuff. So we will do it. We will be in here for the duration. And the biggest thing that was pointed out to me by that particular backer, which I'm very grateful to him, and if Martin, if you're listening, thank you so much I appreciate your help. The biggest thing that was pointed out was that when we finish this raise, and this is important, it's our communication after we finish, because I think that the issue where it fell down with our previous fulfillment was that, you know, Boom kind of switched it off once they considered it finished, but that is not the way to do it. So we will stay in touch with everybody until everyone has their stuff and beyond. And part of the reason is we're going to have Fairy Quest 4. We're going to have a couple of new projects. We may well have some more Fablewood stories. And so I want to be able to do this for a very long time. And the only way to do that is to make sure that we really kick butt in fulfillment.
Yeah, so we've got some folks from France I see here. Someone from Atlanta is here representing the house, Atlanta.
All right. Atlanta's on fire.
Oh, I hope not.
Oh dear, let's not go there. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I'll say salut.
So I pulled up the backer information just for fun. I think this was yesterday when I checked where the backers are from. We're gonna play a little game. Carrie Ann.
Yeah.
How many people, how many backers do you think that there are from Georgia right now?
42.
Oh?
12.
You're closer. It was 7.
7 people from right in our neighborhood.
7 people from our state. Back the project. I would be better than that.
All right, so I'm going to be knocking on everybody's door. We're in Georgia, so I'm going to be going around the neighborhoods and just going. Order it.
Do you have a moment to talk about our favorite comment?
Yeah, we know you're locked in your house.
Yeah,
talk to me about
clicking in windows. You know, like.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to do that. We'll basically we'll show up in masks, you know, and then the governor will be annoyed at us because we're in a mask.
We're sending Claudius. Claudius and Rune can canvass the neighborhood.
That's right. Yeah. By the way, you're obliged in a minute to bring your crazy cat up.
That's right. I have to go get him. Let me go get him because he's asleep probably. I'll go get him. Hold on.
See the wings. The wings are real. The wings are real. See?
Is she in a fairy garden?
She's in a fairy garden, yeah.
It's fantastic.
It is, isn't it? That's where she lives, Team Fairy.
I thought they only come out at night. Oh, it is night, of course.
That's right. It's night.
Of course. San Antonio.
Yeah.
Very cool. So if you guys have any questions, just feel free to drop them in the chat. We're monitoring it. Stokey says we should send the boys out and make them sell books. I'm assuming you mean Jack and Billy.
Yeah, so I got
door to door.
here comes the other cat. Look at the state of him. Look at him.
He's like a little prince.
He is a little prince. So, you know, I've got my cat, and this is the joke that we always make. So Carrie Ann's cat is called Rune, and he's absolutely beautiful. Look at the state of him.
Yeah. Majestic animal.
He's a majestic animal. So I always describe him as cats of Instagram. And then I describe my cat, Claudius, as cats of that newspaper that you buy in your local gas station for people who got a DUI last week.
That's accurate.
Yeah. Yeah. And we had a thing the other day, Carrie Ann, remember? And it was, what does your cat have in his pockets?
Oh, yeah. And I said that Claudius would have treats and a shank.
Treats and a shank in his pocket. And that Rune would have a pocket square handkerchief and a monocle.
He would have a pocket watch.
That's right, a pocket watch. Yeah.
So,
and probably treats as well, because he's watching this right now. He's like, oh, all right.
That's great.
So anyway, on our show, like one of the things that we wanted to do on this stream is to tell you guys a little bit about like what we're doing with the Kickstarter, what we're gonna do, and a little bit. So let me start with the deluxe edition because I think that's really important to tell everybody about. So what we're going to do with the deluxe edition, we did it with one, we kind of did it with two. We'll obviously have to kind of fix a few things with two, but what it is you get the interior and it has a tipped in sheet that basically has a certificate of authenticity and it's signed and numbered. And then on the outside of it, you have like this kind of case. It's like a slip cover, and it's just like a plain kind of slip cover, but it's actually embossed. So instead of having any printing on it of any kind, it's actually completely one color and it's just embossed. So all the information is on the side of it and it's kind of folded around and adhered on the back. So it looks really neat and people have loved them. The very first time that I did the first deluxe edition, I put them up and I wasn't really sure if people would like them, and it literally disappeared in about 6 hours.
Yeah.
Right? I just put it up and people just flocked to it. I put it up for number 2. People flocked to it. So in this case, we are going live at 10 p.m. tonight. We're simply just putting it up. We're not going to do another update. And one of the things I'd like to hear from people in the chat, by the way, is do you guys like the fact that we are updating you every day, or do you not like it? Because we're worried that we're sending out too much spam to you guys. So if you guys want to comment on that, we would love to know. Do you like the updates every day, or is it driving you crazy?
Yeah. I see Jeff B in there. Is that Jeff Burdett? I hope it is. Jeff's wonderful and helped us with the Pinewood stuff in January.
Excellent.
Oh, very good.
Yeah. All right. So if any of you guys have any comments on whether or not we should not update or update, please let me know, because we're wondering, we're kind of worried that we keep flooding information, but the fact is we got new stuff every day. We're showing you artwork and everything.
Yeah.
So
let's talk about that. So we brought Mike Bowden on board, like you mentioned, doing the art. We've got Leo Olea doing the coloring.
Yep.
For all the books, but we've got some special edition covers. So Kevin Eastman.
Yep. So my pal Kevin Eastman, the co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, he and I were doing a bunch of streams on our YouTube channel. And by the way, if you are not subscribed already, make sure you do, because we do a bunch of behind the scenes on our comics.
Hey, we're at 599 subscribers right now. If like just one of you could go ahead and subscribe.
Quick, subscribe.
Get us up to 600.
We need 600 subscribers.
That would be amazing.
Hurry up, do it now in the comments up there, over there.
Wherever you are.
They're over there.
Wherever you are.
Quick, subscribe. What was I talking about?
Kevin Eastman.
Kevin Eastman. So Kevin Eastman is the co-creator of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I happen to be the third employee of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, so I've known him for a long time, which is why I've got a white beard. And Kevin is one of my very best friends. So he very graciously agreed to do us a cover, and his cover is going to have Captain Hook on it. So that's really cool.
With the turtle shell, right?
Yeah, maybe. That would actually be brilliant. That would actually be brilliant. But
just a bandana.
What we did with Hook was that we we had the thing where, you know, he's got a hook. In fact, all of his limbs have been eaten by the alligator at this point. So he has like a hook on all of his limbs, and he clambers around this like chain link kind of place to get around. And he's still as evil as ever, but he's lost all of his limbs. So that's pretty cool. Then we've got the amazing Jill Thompson, one of my favorite people in comics and one of my favorite artists. She's the artist of Fairy Godmother, and she worked on Sandman. So if you like Jill Thompson, come on in and look at her cover for issue number 3. She's amazing. We have
Ali Garza.
Ali Garza, who is an incredible artist. And you guys, if you check out the page, you will see Ali Garza's new painted cover that we just got the other day. Mm-hmm. He's doing 3 covers, one for each of the new books. We have Billy Tucci, my old partner in crime, and Billy is one of the best people I know. He and I are both sort of like war story, military kind of guys, and so we love talking about that stuff. We do it all the time. Billy has a current Kickstarter going. He's currently actually doing Kickstarter fulfillment and Indiegogo fulfillment with She, Way the Warriors. So he's got a really brilliant campaign going on right now. Billy is doing a Tinkerbell for us, right? So we'll show you a little bit of that in a minute.
She's kind of naughty.
Well, all of our girls.
I think I really think she's beautiful, and yeah, she's sexy. It's a sexy Tinkerbell.
Have you noticed, by the way, and I mean this respectfully, have you noticed that all the girls in the chip, they're all sexy as anything?
Of course, it's the first thing I noticed. And I'm like,
I said the same thing when I read them. I was like, everybody, even the old woman in the shoe, they've all got like nice.
Yeah, the old woman in the shoe is quite voluptuous, I believe is the word.
Good features.
That's right. She got good features. That's right. So we've got Billy Tucci doing this incredible Tinkerbell cover. And then we have obviously Mike Bowden, and Mike is doing this really cool bit because, you know, to get into the story a little bit, Red Riding Hood of the Wolf dive to escape, you know, being chased. They dive into Wonderland, and when they land in Wonderland, they kind of go underneath, and then so the new book is called Over, Under, and Through. And the idea is that they go into Wonderland and they find that Wonderland is in decay, and they have not been telling their story properly. And there's chaos. The witches are fighting with the queens, and you know all of the characters. Alice is basically a conciliaire for the Queen of Hearts, so it's kind of like they're the mob. And the Mad Hatter is one of her lieutenants as well. And we're going to introduce you to a bunch of you'll be introduced to the Cheshire Cat, and there's this really surprising appearance by the Jabberwocky.
Like, let me just right here, right now. Paul has been wanting this thing to be on set since we started the Meta Studios YouTube channel, and I keep taking it out of frame because it's so heinous.
I love it.
But for tonight, I will appease Paul and put the Cheshire Cat up here.
It's kind of the Cheshire Cat. It's kind of a subversion of the Cheshire Cat. Yeah. But he's
one night only, guys, and then he's in the corner.
Yeah, Chester. This is Chester. Chester the cat.
Oh my god,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we have a question.
Yeah.
Are you ready for a question?
I'm always ready for a question.
Okay, this is from Christina Lynn. Paul, I read your bio and saw that you were an editor. Do you have any advice for a fellow editor? I do freelance editing and proofreading. And then I have a follow-up question.
Yeah, kind of yes and no, Christine. So I work myself. I haven't really been edited, and myself personally, I haven't needed to be edited for quite some time. And I know that sounds a little bit arrogant. I like to be edited in the sense that I love to send my work to people, but I find that the best approach is to listen to people with all humility and then to work out, you know, with experience of where I should chop and where I should cut, because I'm not afraid of cutting things. Their phrase is kill your darlings, right? Mm-hmm. If I'm not quite sure if the question is, are you looking for work kind of thing, you know, if you can elaborate in the comments actually, because I'd love to hear more about like what specifically you're thinking. If it is that you're looking for work, I wish I knew, right? That was one of those things that's always really difficult. But in terms of like how I think an editor should work, the biggest trick to being an editor, in my opinion, is when not to edit. One of the very first people that I edited was Alan Moore. And then one of the next people I edited was the author Neil Gaiman. And so Alan and Neil are two like giants of this industry. And you're going to find out very quickly what not to edit because they have already got it. You know, I don't need to tell Neil a bunch of stuff that he already knows. But both of those gentlemen appreciated me running my eye across the work to make sure that we understood it together. So I asked them very good questions. And instead of saying, like, the worst way to edit, in my opinion, is to say, I want you to replace page 7 without giving you any options, right? If you're going to be an editor, you need to just kind of work on the clarity of the piece. And so that's generally what I would do with most people is to know when not to edit. Because guess what? You know, when you send out something for review, so you might have a game and you send it out for peer review so people come back and look at it. The biggest problem with that kind of review is that people think they're supposed to edit you, so they make comments. But one of the ways to do it is to not say anything. If it's ready, then let it live, you know?
So my follow-up question is about Fairy Quest 3.
Yes?
I'm a huge fan of the Oxford comma. Yet the
Why?
title
Yes, I know.
does not have the comma. And it's, you know, I have to type it so frequently that I'm always like, oh, over, under, and through.
Right. Over comma, under comma, and through.
Yeah. That's the
So the Oxford comma is the one that comes after the second one. So over comma, under comma, and through.
Yeah, but there's no Oxford comma here.
Now, here's an interesting thing that's happened in the English language, certainly in my lifetime, right? When I grew up in Great Britain, and so the Oxford comma is how you write. So I have spent my entire life wanting to write over comma, under comma, and through.
I want that too.
And if you put it into a word program, the way that America sees commas, they literally flag that as that is incorrect.
That's stupid.
Right?
I like the
Now,
other comma too.
here's another thing that changed. When I learned English and when I studied English, you never put a comma before the word but.
Oh, what happened? Everybody froze.
It's not. It is not. You nowadays, if you don't put the comma before the word but, it flags it in Word.
Yeah. It's comma, but. Now, the only time you don't have the comma is if the second part is not standalone. If it doesn't have like a noun, a verb, like if it's just, I love you, but.
But I need you to use an comma.
Happening.
I love you, but it's not happening.
No, it's not happening would be a full sentence. So you could add the
Anyway, all of that is wrong. That's not how you use a comma. You do not put a comma before the word but apparently now you do. So here you go. You learned
But
something.
there is
smart.
no Oxford comma in this title.
Thanks for derailing the conversation, Sam.
Christina Lynn also loves the Oxford comma. That's good.
Good.
What is the cat made of?
It's
Plaster?
because it's mine. It's made of slugs and snails and puppy dogs' tails. Had it belonged to Carrie Ann, it would have been made of sugar and spice and all things nice, right, Carrie Ann?
Oh yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I mean,
I think it is plaster. It's not like metal or anything like that.
I think it's made of dreams.
It's nightmare material. Nightmare
It's not
fuel.
mine. This is my cat. You know what? He's going to hang with me.
Oh.
That's
It's my
actually
child.
I go for like, you know, quarantine and I come back and the YouTube studio is cluttered with all these stuffed bunnies and the other cat.
It's
and
not
there's
a bunny. Listen,
dancing couple
That's
over here.
Totoro.
This is over
Carrie
here,
Ann.
not
Carrie Ann. Who is
Yeah.
this?
That's Totoro.
It's not a bunny. It's Totoro.
the next one.
It's a ghost. It's one of Totoro's little ghosts.
Whatever.
Is it one of the? Is it another? Like what are they? The little tree spirits from Princess Mononoke. Is
No, it's
it?
from the tree spirits from Totoro, actually. And look, if you wanted nightmare fuel,
Whoa.
No.
This is our set.
here's our nightmare fuel. There's a gift of that.
That's like Claudius if he gets really naughty. Looks like that.
You're going to hang
You're
with me
just gonna
down here.
lock yourself in with cats.
That's right. That's right. You just have your plant over.
lady.
Yeah.
You'd have another show called Cats and Cacti.
Right.
Oh, I love it. Here, whoa. Here, we've got another one right here.
Oh,
Right. You've got cacti everywhere. Cats versus cacti. I like it.
Okay.
I think the cats win.
Let's see how much clutter we can get in.
So let's just quickly go back to the deluxe edition, right? Because I want to make sure that people understand what we're doing with it. So we are going live at 10 p.m. tonight, and we're going to make sure that it's just going to go. We're just going to put it up there. And
you're adding a new tier. Is that what you're
we're
saying?
adding a new tier, first come, first served.
And what's that tier price?
The price is the same as it was previously, which I believe was 66 or 68. I'll have to kind of collect it. And again, I just want to reiterate for anyone that's arrived a little bit later, if you had any issue apparently with 2, because there were a number of them at 2, we will make good on all of those. We will make sure that those get to you. What have you got, Sarah?
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention because Turner writes, "This is the best comma conversation I've seen in a while."
It's pure comedy. See what I did there?
Oh, you know what, Paul? Wait a minute. Paul deserves like some kind of penance for that, because every time somebody makes a pun around Paul, he tries to he freaks out. So Paul,
I do not like puns, and you know what? I'm never going to forgive myself for making that pun. Victoria does not want to give up her early bird.
Yeah, for the deluxe.
For the deluxe, yeah.
That's a tough one.
It is a dilemma, but to be honest, a lot of people do want the deluxe. We've been asked about it. People want the set to be kept intact, and we're hopeful that people who are getting a deluxe edition here are also, if anyone that didn't get the deluxe edition for whatever reason with number 2, if they do get number 3, we can send them all in the same package.
Yeah,
so that will help you.
So send us a message either to fairyquesthealp@gmail.com or through the Kickstarter campaign if you're one of those people who did not get the deluxe edition for Fairy Quest 2 and you're going to be ordering the deluxe edition for Fairy Quest 3, and we will just tuck that in your package. So he's handling all those details. So very good. So
I got another thing to say. We have announced a bunch of artists, right? We've actually got a few of them, but in the next couple of days, I'm going to be making an announcement that's probably bigger than any of the people that we have had, in the sense that all the people that we have are incredible and brilliant, and we love them. But we know that the next person will be someone that will really move the needle in terms of people's attention. It's a legendary artist in this business, someone who I've known for quite a long time, and that person is going to also be doing a piece for us. And when you find out who it is, you are going to flip.
Yeah.
Yep.
We also announced this week about the bookmarks.
That's right.
So this was a great stretch goal.
Oh, so let's talk about stretch goals and stuff. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So stretch goals, right? One thing I would love to hear from you guys about is what would you like as stretch goals? Because we love to get feedback. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But so far, just because we reached halfway, we decided to give everybody a bookmark. We are announcing a bunch of stuff that we're just going to throw in because we want to, so that we can make this the best campaign that we can make it. And as we get closer to our level, we are going to be announcing a bunch of other stuff that we're going to give away. A lot of it is going to have to do with the way that we produce the books, right? So we're going to add to the quality of the book, even though I want to point out,
you can't see them because of all the cats.
It's
They're
hard.
Lost in the cat.
It's hard to beat the quality. As you can see, look.
I have one of the big books. Do you want me to grab it so I can show it closer?
Yeah, there you go. And look at this.
Do not deviate.
You see that? You see that spot UV coating on the back? You see it on the front?
It's a very lovely book.
This book can also be used as a handy radiation shield in the event of nuclear war.
Hold on. Look. But I have old copies, but I do have I've got this one.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Yep.
Beautiful. Now tell us the story about when the regular size comic books were printed, because some people are coming in and saying some people have hardback, some people have the smaller version. Give us that story.
Yeah, so that was something that Boom Studios wanted to do. It wasn't actually something that was ever intended for the work. For one thing, the aspect ratio of the book, in other words, the dimensions, are French album size, and it works at this larger size, right? So if you shrink it down, the problem is that the sides of the book are too small, right? So you got big extra space on the inside of the thing.
Leo would not be happy about that.
Our colorist didn't like it.
He is particular about dimensions, which we really appreciate.
Yeah, that's right. And so basically, we let them publish it because they wanted to do it. That's really a Boom publishing thing. That's probably for them. Don't have any plans to do it again, particularly.
Right. That's not in the works.
No.
So maybe it would also be helpful to say, like, this is Meta Studios' first time publishing your work, so we're pretty excited as a company.
Yep.
We haven't published anything of yours officially, so this is good.
Yeah, well, obviously, I've been in this business for a number of years, so I've published stuff before, right? But I think the thing is that what we learned from the last time, with all due respect to Boom, the best way to do something is to do it yourself. If you want to guarantee that you're going to do the right thing by the fans and the backers, then you have to make sure that you are the people that are delivering the material. And so we are going to store it, we're going to pack it, and we've got our guy, the redoubtable Stogie, in the chat right here.
Yep.
And Stogie is basically going to come down with us, and we are going to pack a storm. We're going to send it out all across the world, and we will not rest until every single one of them is delivered. Because if we do really, really well with this one, then we're going to be accepted to be able to do part 4 and more Fablewood and other projects. And we have some really cool projects as well. Yeah, we got the big one is in there.
Oh, good.
That's right.
All good stuff. But no, so far Kickstarter is great. Let me give you a live update. We are at $22,622 on Kickstarter, and that's 459 backers.
All right.
So it's really positive, given that we're 1 week in.
Yes.
It wants to be 460.
Although I'm also happy to report that we're now 601 subscribers on YouTube. So thanks to the 2 people.
Hey.
All right. We're getting there. We only need other 400.
Yeah.
One of the things that we're going to be doing here regularly on the YouTube channel, by the way, is doing the story behind the story. So Carrie Ann and I will be doing this from time to time. Sarah and I will be doing it, or the 3 of us will be doing it. Yep. And we'll be talking about the story behind some of the stuff that we do. We'll be talking about film production. We'll be talking about all kinds of stuff. Carrie Ann, apart from being a full-time fairy, is also an actor, which is really cool. And so, we'll be talking about all kinds of things to do with the creative side of what we do.
We have a question that comes in.
Yes.
And this person hopes that it's not annoying.
No.
But this is fine. We've answered this question before for the Kickstarter. But tell us about why Humberto is not working on this 3rd issue.
Right. So when we did Fairy Quest 2, there are actually 2 reasons. So when we did Fairy Quest 2, Humberto had found himself in a place where he felt he was done. He has a lot of mainstream work and has been doing a lot of mainstream work for a long time and wanted to continue with mainstream work. So, he and I had worked at Marvel for a long time. I had made it very clear that I no longer wanted to be involved with mainstream comics because it's not really what I wanted to do with my life. Comic books is not certainly mainstream comics. I get a ton more joy out of Fairy Quest than I get out of mainstream. Humberto felt that he wanted to concentrate more on mainstream comics, and so that's what he did. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to kind of stay in that space. I wanted to hold out hope to see if he would continue, but he didn't want to. But one of the things about the story is there is a natural break in the story where, because they go into Wonderland and come out the other side and they start getting closer to the real world, they visually change anyway. And right. I'm not so sure that Humberto felt that would really fit some of his style. So we have a tremendous artist in Mike Bowden, who is the next kind of evolution of the characters. And Mike is brilliant. And we've been posting some of his stuff, but we're going to post a bunch more of it as we go.
Yeah, we're really lucky to have Mike on board.
Yep, Mike's
he and
brilliant.
Leo are doing fantastic work.
Yeah, and can I talk about Leo for a little bit, by the way? One of the things that you see on our covers is that it said always the 3 names of the people. So it was myself as the writer and creator of Fablewood. It was Humberto Ramos as the writer and co-creator of Fairy Quest. And it was Leonardo Olea. And Leo, his work is integral to what we do. His painted work is a massive part of what we do. And if it were not for him, there's no way that Fairy Quest would look like it right. does. So Leo remains on the book anyway as part of what we do, and his style will always continue in what we do.
Yeah, if you follow us on social on the Fablewood Facebook page, you can see this week we're posting all of the inked versus colored versions, so you can really see what Leo is doing to help bring the characters and the story to life.
I'm sorry, Sarah, was that the Fablewood
plug? I just smoothed that right. Let's call it out.
Oh, Fablewood Stories on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Instagram. And Instagram.
And Instagram.
Oh, that's right. Carrie Ann, where are you on Instagram?
Where am I? I'm at Carrie Ann Hunt on Instagram. You can also find me at Fairy Path Productions if you spell it like it's spelled right there.
Fairy Path.
Yep, that's my production company. But you can find me Carrie Ann Hunt on Instagram. I'll be there being a fairy.
and posting pictures of her cat Rune.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Rune's a little bit of a diva, so sometimes he likes his picture taken, and sometimes he.
So Carrie Ann, if you follow Carrie Ann on social this week, she made a big announcement that we were finally able to make public.
That's right. Tell us about your announcement, Carrie Ann.
My announcement is that I'm officially part of Meta now, out loud in the world. I started working with Meta in January, helping to put together a live Fairy Quest experience at the Pinewood Winter Gala, which was really fun and exciting. Paul and I were actors in a haunted fairy tale forest that people got to come through, and there were big giant panels of the comics, and it was a lot of fun. There were some really fantastic kiddos from Amario's Art Academy who helped us out and helped guide everybody through. They were little Dolomites, little goblin type things that guided everybody through, and I think everybody had a good time with that. And then I've also been helping to put together Zoom table reads of the scripts that Meta has in Slate so that Paul can hear them come to life to see how they play. And that's been really fun. I've been able to coordinate that, and also
how was the last one, Carrie Ann?
Oh, the last one was hard. The last one was gritty and tough, and the character that I played was a prostitute that had a hard life.
No, she wasn't. There's no way that our fairy played a prostitute. That didn't happen. But yes, everybody cried basically the entire week.
Everybody cried. No, it's a very moving, tough, beautiful and hard script, and everybody cried, and we had a really good discussion afterwards, and that's been really great. I've been pulling together actors and then acting in it myself, and then we read it, and then we have a discussion about it afterwards, whether it's a comedy or drama or whatever it is. And I think those have been really successful and good for everybody creatively as well, to have something to do in quarantine. But yeah, my fancy titles, I guess I'm a creative liaison and producer, so I'm here for the long haul, happy to be part of the family, and really grateful to be on the adventure boat.
We're so here.
Yeah, we are. It's great.
It's a total value add for us. So I'm very thankful that you're on board.
Yeah,
and Sarah, tell us a little bit about Meta Studios and your role therein.
Oh, yeah. So I'm the CEO at Meta Studios, Georgia's only cross-media development production house. But Meta Studios, we've kind of got our hands on a lot of pots because we are cross-media. All platforms, all models of distribution. So that's, as we are talking about tonight, is graphic novels. As Carrie Ann was just mentioning, that was a live experience. I would classify that under world building, which also goes into like theme park development. We have some work with theme park development. We do films, animation, games. So we hope to start introducing some of those projects at a very base level to the Kickstarter community to help bring more projects to life. Because Fairy Quest is beautiful, but maybe it's not a but it's a comma and. The content deck is very, very deep and very, very wide.
In fact, we're about to release a science fiction comedy that we shot a few months ago, just before everything turned down in the world, called Warped. It is kind of a Star Trek spoof. So we're going to be releasing that really soon. We've got a couple of episodes edited. So we're just going to kind of put that out in the world for everybody to see. And then we are gearing up for not the end of COVID, but the adaptation of COVID, so that we can get back out into production. So we got a lot of things in the works, but especially we've got like Fairy Quest and a bunch of stuff. So what else have we got? Anybody else in?
Yeah, I'm just catching up because I looked away for a
Martin, I misheard that as Martin. That's what I was giggling about when Sarah said you have your hands on a lot of pot, and I just heard that's what I heard.
Plural, not singular. So we can continue on with our grammar chat. Martin Flanagan is in the chat tonight. Martin has been communicative via email.
Yep.
So we appreciate your support, Martin. Thanks for joining tonight.
Yep. Hey, Martin, one thing that I really appreciate.
Different Martin, though.
Different Martin, right? No, I really appreciate you getting back to us and sort of helping us out with our information. We are really grateful when people give us feedback, right? So to any fans out there and Fable fans that you are, tell us what you need to know from us, and we will do our best to answer those questions, because it's really important to us to make sure that we get that into the best place it can be.
Totally. I don't think you have the air on in here.
I probably don't, because
the lights are on and the air is not. And
when I turn the air conditioning on, it is very loud, and all you will hear is the sound of my air conditioning.
You know what? I actually had a couple of friends ask me some Fairy Quest questions. They're not on this chat right now.
Okay.
Please
Ask them.
Yeah, ask them.
So someone mentioned, and I thought, what a fantastic idea this would be. They said, oh, it should be a board game. There should be a board game version of Fairy Quest. And I thought, that sounds super fun.
Hold, please. Guess what?
Hold, please.
Imagine a game inside Fablewood, not necessarily Fairy Quest, but imagine a game where you, as Red and the Wolf, have to get out of Fablewood, and you go across all of the genre borders. So the rules change every time you skip into a new realm.
Fun.
Hold, please.
So when
That's
I say we have our hands in a lot of pots.
in a lot of pots.
In a lot of pots. Games, digital games, mobile games, and board games.
Yep.
That's our space that we play in.
So that would be a great idea. And when Sarah says we have our hand in a lot of pots and not on a lot of pot, the reason that we don't have our hands on a lot of pot is that the founder and CTO of Meta Studios, myself, is deathly allergic to weed.
Yeah, anytime we go to like a creative space or an outing, I'm like the first wall of defense, the pot checker, and I'm like, oh, weed alert, use alternative entrance. Because it's days of dizziness. I
can't be around it. And so we went and did a photo shoot, remember?
Oh yeah.
And I had to hold my breath walking through the building, and I still felt sick. So.
Yeah, it was really terrible. And anytime we go on set, at music studios, anything like that, just never smoke around Paul, please.
Please don't.
Mushrooms are fine.
I hate the smell of it, and I'm asthmatic, so I'll just hide with Paul.
Hang out around the back.
Yeah. Oh, guess who's in the chat?
Who's in the chat?
Richard Jenkins.
Which one, though? Is it my nephew or my brother?
I'm pretty sure it's your brother.
Which one is
clarify. Clarify for us in the chat.
Rich, is it my nephew or is it my brother, Rich the Punk?
Oh, it sounds like a game. Like $10, it's your brother.
No, I bet it's my nephew, Rich.
$20, it's your nephew.
Both of them are characters in my run on Hellblazer, by the way.
I'm just
refreshing. What you got? No.
Scrolling.
These non-alcoholic sodas are really good, Sarah.
Yeah, they're really good. The answer here is the good-looking one.
The good-looking one. That's my nephew, then. It is most definitely not my brother.
That's hilarious.
My nephew's a good-looking man, good-looking dude. My brother, on the other hand, looks like, a punk got shot. Like, he looks like Kurt Cobain afterwards,
Oh, no. Brother, though, you wrote him into Constantine.
Yeah, I wrote him into Hellblazer. But guess what? My nephew actually was a little boy at the time. I wrote him into Hellblazer as well. He got my nephew Rich got infected with a demon that wouldn't let him go. So they've all been in there. I've put my family through the ringer. Usually, I put people in a comic only to kill them. So if you are a friend of mine and you want to be in a comic of mine, I say, yeah, absolutely, but I have to kill you.
No, I refuse these rules.
You don't get to be in, Carrie. You want to be killed?
Every day.
Okay, so I'll put Sarah in at some point. Sarah's going to get in and get killed. She's going to get whacked.
Oh, what's new? Just another day at Meta Studios.
Absolutely.
I'm trying to scroll here and see if I missed any questions, but I don't think I have. Carrie-Ann, did your friends have any more questions that we'd like to address?
That was the only one, and then my brain is just turning about all the things we could do with the artwork. I was like, let's make an Oracle deck. That'd be fun.
We would be able to, actually. We have a beautiful amount of artwork, and our covers are really great. So, one of the things basically that we are going to do, we're really hopeful that the deluxe edition tonight will keep us on track because we're doing really well. We want to get up to being funded because we really, really want to do stretch goals. So, stretch goals. We've already given everybody a bookmark. We're going to be improving. Let me talk a little bit about the special cover editions. So what we're going to be doing with the special covered editions, as opposed to...
Sorry. There's a comment that made me laugh. One of my very good friends has shown up. It's Kim Albertson. I always give her a shout out and everything. Hi, Kim. I love you.
Hello, Kim.
She says, I want to be friends. Make my death epic.
Yeah. I thought that was funny.
Would you like to hear about the worst death that I gave anybody, by the way? It was really good. So the guy was in hell, and he was afraid of heights, and he was destined to be falling in hell forever and be this close to hitting the ground in his mind. So he was about to hit impact, and then they stopped him, and so he always thought for the rest of eternity that he was about to hit the ground.
God.
The pain they gave him. That's a pretty good.
It's like those dreams.
There was a guy.
Falling dreams.
There's a guy I used to play soccer with, and he was like, "That's pretty inventive, and you're pretty sick, Jenkins." So,
yeah.
Same guy that wrote Fairy Quest. What can I say?
That content is deep and wide.
That's right.
Lots of varied content.
That's right.
Artwork is stunning, says Martin Flanagan. We can show some of the new artwork if anyone has missed it.
Let me show you some of the artwork that we've got. That means I'm going to get up with my little buddy right here.
That's for Kim. Wait, Kim, I can't do it. There we go. Kim says she loves me. I love you too. Oh, look. Oh, God. He's going to can he operate?
Every time we go live, I'm going to get here a little early. And
all right, let's see. Sarah, I'm going to get out of your way. Okay.
Rub the studio of all disturbing cats.
What we're going to do is we're going to share.
That would probably be our most viewed video.
We are going to share a little bit of the artwork right now, so you guys can see. We tried to do full screen, but it wasn't working. So let me show you a little bit of what we have right now.
The Georgia Game Developers Association is here.
All right, that's probably Andrew.
It is Andrew.
Hey, Andrew.
Is that Greenberg?
Yes.
Hi, Andrew Greenberg.
Artwork.
All right, this is not all new artwork. I'm going to actually just show you some of the existing artwork. So the story of Red Riding Hood and the Wolf, in part, is that she loves the wolf because she feels sorry for him. And the reason she feels sorry for him is that the hunters in their story killed his vixen and his cubs. And so he doesn't, he's always destined to be captured by the same people that killed his family, and she loves him and she feels sorry for him. So this is a bit where he always sleeps outside, even in the rain, so that he can protect Red Riding Hood. And so it's really sad.
It makes me cry every time. I realize it's not hard to make me cry. If anybody's spent any time with me, you know this, but like that really just gets my heart.
Yeah, sorry about that, Teen Fairy. But there you are. There's another fairy up there. This is Tinkerbell, and she's not very nice, but she's super sexy. We've got to give her that. This is them coming upon, and by the way, I just want to point this out. So this is them coming upon Cinderella, who has had her mind wiped, and now she's kind of back to being a Stepford wife kind of character. And one of the things I want to point out to you is if you see right here, Red Riding Hood, look at what Leo does with the color. He actually does like perspective where he'll like knock something out or make a depth of field, right? So sometimes he drops the back out of focus. In this case, he dropped the foreground out of focus. He really, really gives depth to the work that we do. Like Leo is incredible. He is, again, on the front cover, it says, of the first two books, it said Jenkins, Ramos, Olea, because Leo is a vital part of what we meant.
He really pays attention to the story.
Yep.
And thinks about how he can use his craft to better tell the story.
Yep.
It's really fantastic to watch.
Absolutely. Here is them entering the dark forest, population 0. And let's show you. So one of the things that's really cool is this is the witch on the right of Hansel and Gretel, and here's Hansel and Gretel as they are in real life. So when they do their story, the witch is supposed to be the bad guy and the two little kids are supposed to be the good kids, right? But in real life, when they stop working on their story, the kids are awful. They're terrible and they bully the witch really badly. And she's a really nice old lady. So we kind of show that, don't judge a book by its cover is one of the little kind of jokes that we make about that. This is them on their journey, which most of it is like this big epic journey across the world. This is the character that Kevin Eastman is going to be doing for his new thing. So as you see, all of his limbs are hooks. So he is trapped and he kind of carries himself around and he's evil as anything. It's great. I love Captain Hook.
Scary.
There they are on the beginning of their journey. And, I do think that like Humberto's design of these characters was so brilliant, And Wolf is so big, but he's like this really grumpy bear. You know, he always tries to be grumpy, but he really, really loves red. Let's see. This is Peter Pan. So we have Peter Pan actually coming back in issue 3. You will see him again. This is this is just kind of like the treasures. Everywhere they turn, there's treasure, right? Which is really cool. Here is there's Tinkerbell like messing with them as they get into Neverland. And this is my favorite image. This is I have always loved this image. This is Wolf behind Red, and she's kind of saying to Captain Hook in this, I'm not afraid of you, and you better tell the truth, because if you don't, my wolf will bite you. He doesn't like people that don't tell the truth. And if you look at the way the art is done, look at the background. See, Leo uses that effect to kind of make the background seem, you know, in very much more 3D. This is them kind of just going on their big journey, and this is them getting trapped by Peter Pan. So there you go. That is sort of like a peek of what we have done. And I will stop that screen for a second, and I will open up. Some of the new books. So stand by, talk amongst yourselves.
Go get us
Ask the fairy.
Sarah's going to go get us a refill. Isn't that great? We're drinking even more non-alcoholic soda.
water.
I thought she said she was going to go get a burrito. And I was kind of like,
She's going to go get us a burrito.
and then I was like, I'm kind of hungry.
Yeah. So listen, if anybody else has any more questions, by the way, because we are an hour and a half away from going live with the deluxe edition, and we are hopeful that that's going to do really well. The big thing for us is getting our book over the hump. The moment that we hit our funding goal, that's the most important part. We really want to get to 40 so that we can deliver a bunch of new stuff.
So when I was getting the drinks, you can show these goats from last time. I think that's pretty cool.
That is a good idea. Let me show you this. So you never know. Some of our stretch goals might look a little bit like this.
Magnet.
These are really, really thick fridge magnets.
I want one.
Yeah. And here's another one.
Oh, those are
So
nice.
we love making extra stuff.
We have mugs, right?
We have mugs. We have additional materials. Bye, Christina. Thank you so much for coming.
Bye, Christina.
And check in on, hey, Jasneet, how you doing? Jasneet's our buddy. Jasneet, listen, if you haven't, where do we have our Kickstarter campaign? I'm just about to go put it in right here. Here is our Kickstarter campaign. Jasneet, have you backed us on Kickstarter? Because if not, then we need you to back us. That's what we're here for.
Funding goal is 40,000, Jasneet.
Yay.
Right.
40,000. Martin loves the fridge magnets. They are useful. Yes.
Yeah, these ones. So these ones are super thick. Look.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Yeah, these ones are actually really good because they're really wide on the back. So we want to do a bunch more of these fridge magnets, and we're only going to be able to do them if we hit our stretch goals. So if you guys are up for it, we want you guys to go and pledge. And the big thing for everybody, if you can do it, we would really like you to spread the word. So if you are enthusiastic about Fablewood and Fairy Quest and want to see it come for a long time, we are asking you guys to go ahead and tell everybody so that you can ask them to go and pitch it. And if we spread the word about Fairy Quest, I will tell you a story about Fairy Quest that is just as true as it can be. When I am at shows, I go there. You know, I created the Origin of Wolverine for Marvel. I have done the Inhumans. I've done all kinds of stuff in mainstream. I can go to Dragon Con and sell maybe 2 copies of the Origin of Wolverine and 150 copies of Fairy Quest.
Yeah.
Because people want this book when they see it. And most of the time, no matter if someone is 5 years old or 65 years old, they come back around in the circle and say, when do I get the next one? So
the storyline is just so timely.
I love that. One thing I love about Fairy Quest, and Rune says, go share Fairy Quest. That's his contribution, right? Look at him. He's like, all right, Mom.
Yeah, Rune actually, just so that we're clear, Rune actually doesn't say that right now. Rune says, put me down or I'll murder you and tear your eyes out in the middle of it.
Look at him. He's snuggly. He's like I like hanging
He's
out with my mom. No, what I was gonna say, what I really love about Fairy Quest is that I think it really has a great message about being brave enough to tell your own story and not feeling like you have to tell the story that you were dealt, because a lot of people are dealt unfair stories, and that it's okay to, you know, break out of your story and tell your truth and all that stuff. And I love that. I think it's got a lot of heart. I think it's good for a little kid can pick it up and love the pictures and love the fun fairy tale story, but someone, you know, grown up can pick it up too and really get a lot out of it as well.
Yeah, there's some nuggets of wisdom in every book that you just like, yeah, Fred, you're speaking to me.
That's right. And Stogie points out over here, if anybody wants to get some of the earlier work, then we will have a bunch of those ready, including a book of mine called Scarcity that we're making available. And so one of the things that's really important to me is to just make our campaign like really generous. I want to make sure that we do a lot of stretch goals and give away a load of stuff. Let's see.
Rune's like,
The first person in our comment section that can tell me the meaning of the life, the universe, and everything. What is the answer to life, the universe, and everything? Will receive a copy of Scarcity. What is the answer to the question of life, the universe, and everything? The ultimate question. Anybody?
Let's see.
It's not that hard. There you go, Santa.
Yep.
The answer is 42. Nobody knows what the question is, but the answer to life, the universe, everything is the number 42. Thank you. Well done. So what we're going to do is, Santa, you're going to message me, I think, on Facebook if you can, or message us somehow. I think you can probably easily do it. Give us your address. We'll send you a copy of Scarcity whenever. Turner, I appreciate you putting it in. You were just beaten to the punch.
There's a ton of other people coming up on YouTube as well.
But guess what? We're going to be giving away a bunch more stuff as we go. So stick with us. We might ask you another question before the end of this thing in a little while. Pay attention. Everybody's like, 42, 42. Guess what? Santa Keith is the first person to answer it correctly right here. So there you go, 42. Well done. And you win a copy of Scarcity that we will send out. We'll make a note of it. Stogie, make a note. I'll ask one more question and we'll send out a copy of Scarcity to the next question that I ask in a minute. My nephew says that was too easy. I'll try a little bit harder next time, Rich.
Who can tell me Rune's middle name? Nobody will know. Then it's just an impossible question.
Yeah.
Kim, if Kim's on, might know his middle name. But I don't think.
Well, it's not going to count. But we need to know his middle name. Go on.
Well, you want to know what his middle name is? I want people to guess first. I want to see what people guess. Guess what Rune's middle name is, and I'll tell you in a minute.
I would just, based on his name is Rune around the house, I would probably call him like Rune my goon.
I would call him Rune Ponsonby Hunt.
His middle name, Rune's middle name is Huffington.
Huffington, then that's not so far from Ponsonby. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's Huffington because when he's annoyed, he huffs like a person. Like he'll go, and he huffs through his nose, and he just goes like that. And it's really loud. And so his middle name is Rune Huffington Hunt. Name.
Rumpelstiltskin.
Andrew thought it was Fairy Cat. Pickles, that's a good one.
I like this. Rumpelstiltskin.
And if he's in trouble, sometimes I'll call him Rune's son, right? Like Mr. Rune. Yeah.
So, Carrie Ann, my nephew, Rich, right there, is Charlie's brother.
Oh.
Now, it all comes full circle.
All I can hear whenever you say Charlie is, Charlie bit my finger. You know, he's like, Charlie.
So, Santa, make sure that you send us your address and we will send you a copy of Scarcity. When we send out all of our stuff, we will put aside a copy of Scarcity. Santa, we got to ask you, have you pledged for Fairy Quest yet in Kickstarter? I do hope that you have, because you're about to get a free copy of Scarcity. I hope you're going to pledge for Fairy Quest.
Look at that guilt.
I'm doing this all by guilt. Yeah. All right. So I think that we are getting close to wrapping up. I'll ask one more question in a minute. Let's see. Carrie Ann, what else do you have to say? Got anything else going on?
Okay, wait.
What?
Turner Huston messaged you on Facebook
Yes.
and says, sending this message about the free book from answering 42 on the video.
Yeah.
And I said, but you're not Santa Keith.
Turner, you were not first.
He writes, darn, I thought I had got it. I thought we made that abundantly clear that Santa Keith won.
Turner, that was a good try. I got to be honest with you.
That was creative.
It was very creative, but you came second, unfortunately. Santa came first.
I really didn't realize how many people monitor all the different social pages.
All right. So we are going live. I'm going to get ready to go live with our deluxe edition at 10 o'clock. I hope you guys are ready to come on in and be part of it. Here's what I want to do. If anybody in the chat can, let's see. I want everybody to put it out on their face. What was the thing that you did the other day, Carrie Ann? You put it out on their Facebook.
I haven't done that yet.
Like, follow us on YouTube.
Well, subscribe on YouTube. Like and follow us on Facebook at Fablewood Stories and Instagram.
Do you want me to talk about what I'm gonna do?
Yeah, go on. Tell us what you're gonna do.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna do this on maybe Monday. But there's gonna be, and I think it's gonna be on, like, I'm gonna do it on my page, but we'll probably also do it on your page, Paul, too.
Okay.
I'm gonna be doing a raffle to give away a set of books. But you have to like both. You have to like the Fablewood page and the Meta Studios page and the YouTube channel too. Now there's so many things, but you have to like all the things. Share the Kickstarter, and then tag a friend. And I'm like,
prove that you backed us. Prove that you backed us.
No, here's the thing: if you do all those things and you just share it, and you end up being the winner, you get a set of the books. If you do all those things plus you donate and you win, then you get collector's covers with the book.
That's correct. If you donate to our campaign and you can show us that you did that as well as all of those things, and if you are drawn in the raffle, then you get all of the collector's editions.
Yeah, and there's the raffle thing. I'll have to think about it because my Facebook page is private. So I'll probably put it on my Facebook page, but I also have a fan page on Facebook for me as an actor that's public. So I like that because I love you people, but not enough to friend you on Facebook unless I really know you. But you can find me on my fan page, or you can find me on Instagram. I might do it on Instagram. I don't know. You just have to follow both and figure it out.
That's right. See, Victoria said, I already did that. Well done, Victoria.
Great.
Victoria's in. I remember Victoria's an old friend from our original Fairy Quest Kickstarters. So well done, Victoria. It's really great to have you back.
Welcome back, Victoria.
And if any of you have not seen it, let's see. Sarah, we have a Fablewood Facebook page.
Yep, Fablewood.
Yes, go like it.
Just type in Fablewood in your Facebook search bar. You're going to get a variety of pages. So be sure you type in Fablewood Stories. And that's the real... It's at Fablewood Stories on Facebook. That's the real page. Follow us there. We're posting art. There's a post every day. Something behind the scenes, something about the Kickstarter campaign. And before the Kickstarter, we were sharing a bunch of art and making it culturally relevant to what's going on in the world. So this will continue on long after the Kickstarter campaign. These characters will live on Facebook.
All right, we're going to ask you a general knowledge question in a second to win a copy of Scare City to get ready, and then we'll sign off. But before we sign off, I just want to say to everybody out there, I know it is a rough time, and one of the moments that we see is that people are struggling with COVID in terms of employment and finances, right? So we want to point out that as much as we want to make people happy and give them these amazing books and all that, we did do a tier where everybody could get all of the books for just $15 digitally. So if you haven't subscribed to it or something like that, we wanted to make it affordable so that everybody could at least read the book. And we do hope that you and your families are staying as safe as possible. We know it's a bit of a challenging time. You've got all of our love and affection because this kind of sucks. Yeah. But, we'll get through it. grandparents lived through the Blitz in London, and if they could get past that for 3 or 4 years of getting bombed, we know we can get past this. So I hope everybody's doing okay, and stay safe, wear a mask, and don't listen to anybody that says you shouldn't. That's about it. That's all I got. All right, let's ask one last question then. Let's see, a general knowledge question. When Alice goes through the looking glass, who is the first character that she encounters?
Oh, that's a good one. In Alice in Wonderland, or in literally through the looking glass?
Through the looking glass.
Okay.
Who's the first character that she encounters when she goes through the looking glass? Because we're about to send all of our characters through the looking glass.
I think I know. I'm curious to see.
Carrie Ann, you want to win a copy of Scare City? You're welcome to post.
We will package up this cat.
No, we won't. You're not having a cat. There's no way you're having my cat.
No, I'm gonna. If nobody guesses, I'll guess.
Personally, I will pay shipping to get it out of here.
Nope. That's my cat right there.
I know. Melinda gave you this cat, right?
No, I love my cat.
Yeah. It's okay.
The Jabberwocky, says Hugh.
I don't think so.
I don't think that. No, I don't think that's correct, Hugh.
If I guess it and I guess it right, I will.
You can give it to anybody you want.
Yeah, I'll give it to somebody. So my guess is that it's
Doorknob is pretty good actually, but that's actually an Alice in Wonderland, so no.
It's the well, he's got two forms. Is it a caterpillar or a butterfly?
Cat, the rabbit.
It is the caterpillar.
Yeah, I was right. Yay! So I get to bestow this on somebody, right? Like I just,
a lot of people are people like making guesses. The red queen, the white queen.
Yeah. No, but it's the caterpillar, isn't it?
It is caterpillar.
Yeah. Okay, so I get to pick somebody, right?
Yes, you do.
Oh boy, who wants to try to charm me into giving them?
The person that gives the Carrie Ann the best reason why they should get it is now going to be the winner. So go for it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see what you got. What's your best bid here? I know there's like radio silence. Everybody's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to her.
I want a gluten-free vegan strawberry cupcake. If you can manifest one of those right now. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, how about our friend from France? Because part of my family is French. So how about our friend from France? That's I'm gonna mess up the name. The one, yeah, Munir, the one who guessed White Queen.
Munir.
Yeah, let's give it to you.
Carrie Ann, I'll draw you anything. Comes in quite strong right there.
Oh, it's quite strong, but it's too late.
Hugh, you didn't even get a chance to deliver that offer, which I thought was pretty good.
It is a good offer.
It's a good offer.
Oh, it is a good offer. I already picked Munir. Sorry.
Hey Munir, we need to ask you a question. Have you backed us on Kickstarter? Are you one of our backers currently? Not to put you on the spot, but
I got you, Rich. He wants the cat.
You want the cat? Cat. You want more cat?
There you go.
There you go.
I don't know. Munir's answer is the heart eyes, so I don't know if that means he backed us or not. I don't know what this means. And then there's Jasmine from Martin.
Munir, have you backed us on Kickstarter there, Munir?
I would really like to give Martin Flanagan something.
Martin, I'm going to throw something in on your pledge anyway, okay? I'll find something for you.
Yeah, Martin
Who
Flanagan.
says he's French Canadian?
Because we appreciate Martin. Martin's been a friend of the family for a while, so Martin, you're in there too. We'll get you some stuff. We just need to make a note of it, please.
Stogie, make note of it, please.
Make a note of it, Stogie.
He says he's French Canadian. I was about to say I'm mostly Irish and Welsh and Scandinavian, but I have a little bit of French. So sorry, I picked Munir.
Okay, I backed the second.
Munir, one thing I would ask you is, could you please go ahead and back us on this Kickstarter, because we're about to send a package to France to you with a free gift, but no.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Of course I picked.
Well done, Carrie. When you said it, Carrie Ann, I'm like, oh yeah, pick the guy in France so we can spend $60 on shipping. So Munir, we would love it if you would back us as well, so I can add your free gift into your package. And Martin, I'm going to send you something, mate, because I really appreciate you. Thank you very much.
Martin, where are you located?
Martin's going to be in Canada.
Maybe he's in Atlanta.
Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Somewhere impossible. You know.
Shipping charges are outrageous.
Thanks, Munir.
Thank you, Munir. We will remember you, but please do pledge for us so that we can
Please
add
do
it
us a solid.
into the package we're sending you anyway, as opposed to Carrie Ann's great idea, send you something free and also spend all the money on the international shipping. All right, guys. So thank you very much for joining in with us. Please tell everybody about Fairy Quest. Thank you. Come on to our Fablewood. All right, Michigan. All right, Martin.
Neat.
Thanks. Yay.
Neat. Come back us tonight, man. You're going to love Fairy Quest. We know you're
too. Anybody who backs Fairy Quest gets a fairy blessing, and you'll be really lucky and great. It'll be wonderful. Give us your money. No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. Jasmine, go do it. Thank you, Sana. Appreciate it. Look forward to sending you stuff. Hugh, Sana, Jasneet, Martin, Munir, Victoria, my nephew Rich, everybody, thanks so much. Andrew, thanks so much for joining us. And we will see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.